Hey everybody, welcome to the video lesson for lesson 11 in 5-minute theory. In this one, we're just going to learn about ties. So let's start off by writing your name at the top of the page. So a tie is a curved line that connects two notes of the same pitch. Whenever two notes are tied together, the value of the first is added to the value of the second. So whenever we have two notes tied together to quarter notes like this one, we know that quarter notes get one beat apiece, so 1 plus 1 equals 2 beats. All right, so this one, a quarter note equals 1 count, a half note equals 2 counts. Pretty simple. 4 counts, 1 count is 5. And then maybe you can just figure that out. Number 3 is 6 beats. So when we're writing the counts in under the notes, whenever we have a long note, I start with the number and then I have a dash. Half notes will have a number and a dash. If I tie that to the next note, I'll have another dash. So if I look in number 4, the first measure I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then the tie, I'm going to use a dash as my 4. That means 1, 2, 3. So that basically is a half note. So if I look at the second measure, 1, 2, dash for my tie, which is count 3, 4. The next measure, I have a half note on 1, and then 3, 4. So notice that a half note is the same as 2 quarter notes tied together. Next measure, 1, 2, and then above the rest, 3, 4. Next measure, 1, tie, 3, 4. Now here's where ties become really important because I can tie across a bar line. So this one is going to be tied. That's going to be my dash on count 1, 2, 3, tie. And then 2 half notes tied together, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't write a 3. And then my last measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were to take that line and clap it, we don't have any rest, so I'm not going to be doing this. Anytime I have a tie, I'm just thinking of the count, but holding my hands together for the duration of the note value. So let's count and clap that line together. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. 1, 1. Now you can say the counts out loud while you're doing the hold. Okay, it kind of just depends on what your instructor wants you to do. All right, let's look at number 5. We're going to do basically exactly the same thing here. Writing the counts in under the notes. 1, dash for 2, 3, dash for 4. So now I'm tied to this count here. That's a dash, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, rest on 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm holding for 4 counts. 1, dash on 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, tie, 4. You see how that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this measure and this measure are the same for how you play the notes, but if you're a wind instrument, obviously you're going to hold the half note tied to a quarter note, whereas in the next measure you're going to play a note, rest on 2, rest on 3, play on 4. Again, let's count and clap this line together out loud. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 3, 2, 3, 4. 1, rest. 3, 4. 1, rest, rest, 4, 1. Okay, let me do it once, just saying the counts all the way through the line. Okay, same thing, we're still going to hold on our ties and on our long notes, but I'm just going to keep counting 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way through. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, tie. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go ahead and flip the page and do the back of lesson 11. In this lesson, we're learning about repeat signs. A repeat sign is whenever you have two dots placed before a double bar, we're going to repeat a passage of the musical passage. So if there is no other repeat sign, I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. But you have to watch out for the backwards repeat sign, the flip sign. If there is a flip sign, then that's where I go back to. So in this example, 1, 2, half note, 1, 2, 3, 4, tie. This repeat sign is backwards. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Then I'm going to play this measure, then this measure. Now I have a repeat sign, so I'm going to go back to the opposite sign or the inverted sign, and then I play those two measures again and then keep going. So in this example here, what I'm having you do is just write it out as if there were no repeat signs. So in the first two measures, 1, 2, half note, 1, 2, half note. Now really, I wrote it like this when I wrote it in the example above. So you can write either 2 quarter notes tied together, or you could write a half note. Now, in my next measure, what am I going to write? Am I going to write the first measure or the third measure? I would write the third measure. F, G, A, G. You're making really nice dots in the stems, and then a half note tied to another half note. Okay, what's another way of writing that measure where two half notes are tied together? We could write a whole note. All right, so if I go on to my next measure, what am I going to write? Am I going to write the B flat, the last two measures? Nope, I've got a repeat sign, so I'm going to write those two measures again. F, G, A, G. This time I'm going to write a whole note. Okay? And then I write my last two measures. So I have my flat sign on the B flat. It's on the middle line, so stem goes down. I have an A. It's below the middle line, so stem goes up. I have a G. I could either write 2 quarter notes or I could write a half note. So this is just how the music is written if I didn't have repeat signs. So repeat signs are very useful to save space for a composer. If you have a couple of measures, maybe an entire phrase, maybe even a whole piece of music that you just want the player to play again, you could just write repeat signs.